I've decided I don't want to live together after all, so please continue living by yourself, Karen.
What? That's not what we agreed on. You promised to live with me after getting married, didn't you?
But I just can't do something I don't want to do. I just married Tom. There's no way I'm living with my mother-in-law as a newlywed.
We discussed this months ago. You specifically said you wanted us all to live as one family.
Things change. I realized I need my space as a new wife.
No way. Really? What about the renovations I did for our living arrangement? They're already finished. I redid all the plumbing because you requested it.
You can enjoy the nice plumbing by yourself.
Are you serious right now? Those renovations cost thousands.
It's not my fault you decided to spend so much money.
What?
You said you hated the old kitchen too, so now you have a new one. That has nothing to do with me refusing to live with you.
Nothing to do with it? I wouldn't have done renovations if I was living alone. After making me spend all that money, now you refuse to live with me? What are you thinking?
You're making this into such a big deal. It's just a living arrangement.
Excuse me? You were the one who first suggested living together.
Well, that was...
I checked with you multiple times. I told you we didn't have to live together, that you shouldn't force yourself. Then you said that as Tom's wife, you wanted to be close to me. You actively pushed the idea of living together, didn't you?
That was just being polite. It's your fault for taking it seriously.
Being polite? You made me spend tens of thousands on renovations as a politeness?
As a new daughter-in-law, I wanted you to like me, so I got caught up in the moment and said I'd live with you. Normally, a mother-in-law would be considerate and refuse, but you encouraged it, so it's your fault.
That's absurd. You repeatedly insisted even when I expressed concerns.
You should have known I was just trying to make a good impression.
Don't talk nonsense. You're clearly the one at fault here. If you didn't want to live together, you shouldn't have pretended otherwise.
It's not pretending if I meant it at the time. I just changed my mind.
People don't just change their mind after others have made major financial commitments based on their word.
Even if you say that, when I said I'd live with you, both you and Tom were so happy. Seeing those faces, I couldn't take back what I said and admit it was just politeness.
What am I supposed to do now? You said if we lived together, all the plumbing needed renovation, so I spent a lot of money making everything nice. You're going to pay me back for this wasted money, right?
Of course I won't pay. Why should I pay for renovations on a house I'm not going to live in? You can pay for everything yourself.
The renovations were specifically done to accommodate you and Tom. I would never have done them otherwise.
But they're in your house. You benefit from them.
What did you say?
I'm not being unreasonable. This is just how things work. Anyway, I'm not living with you. It's all your fault for taking my politeness seriously. I haven't done anything wrong.
You can't possibly believe that.
I do, and Tom agrees with me.
Does he really? I find that hard to believe.
He supports his wife's decisions. That's what a good husband does.
I'm going to talk to Tom about this directly.
Go ahead, but don't be surprised when he takes my side.
I'm really sorry, Mom. I had no idea Sarah meant the living arrangement as just politeness after you did all those renovations. I'm truly sorry.
Sarah is quite a handful. If only she had told us she didn't want to live together before the renovations.
I know. I feel terrible about this whole situation. She just sprung this on me this morning.
This morning? So you had no idea until today either?
I'm really sorry. Actually, I just heard Sarah's true feelings. She says considering our future children, she wants to stay in the city.
What? Is Sarah pregnant?
No, not yet. Actually, we're planning for children much later.
I see.
We spent a lot on the wedding, so we want to save up more money before having kids.
That's responsible of you. So why the sudden concern about children now?
Yeah, basically, she says children are a blessing, so she wants to be prepared for pregnancy any time. She even quit her job.
What?
I was shocked, too. She didn't even discuss it with me first.
She quit without talking to you? When did this happen?
Just last week. She called me at work and said she'd submitted her resignation letter.
That's a major decision to make unilaterally.
He apparently has some ideal parenting plan. She wants to stay at home quietly during pregnancy to avoid stress, then be a full-time housewife to always be with the children. She wants to enroll them in famous kindergartens in the city and prepare them for competitive elementary school entrance exams. It's not like I'm against the idea, but I just wish she would have told me.
That would be difficult out here. We don't even have elementary schools that require entrance exams.
So, living together is impossible. She claims what she said before was just being polite. She's being extremely selfish, but I can't force her to live with us either.
Of course not. Forcing someone would only make things worse. If she's against it, living together wouldn't be pleasant for me either. It would just create more tension in our relationship.
You're right about that. I hate that this is happening, especially after all you've done.
I just wish she had been honest from the beginning.
So, I'm really sorry, but please consider the living arrangement canceled. Of course I'll pay for all the renovation costs.
Don't worry about that. I've decided to sell this house. I'll add the renovation costs to the selling price, so don't worry about it.
What? You're selling our family home?
I've been thinking about it for a while. Your father passed away early, and it's wasteful for me to live alone in this big house. I was planning to sell it after you got married and move to an apartment.
I didn't know that.
I didn't want to mention it until things were more settled with your marriage. But then the topic of living together came up. I rushed to renovate, but I'll stick to the original plan and sell it. Actually, thanks to the renovations, it looks nicer and might sell faster.
I suppose that's a silver lining, at least. I'm so sorry for messing up your plans. If there's anything I can help with, please let me know. With the selling process or finding an apartment, anything.
Thank you, Tom. I'll let you know if I need anything. For now, just make sure you two communicate better in the future. That's the most important thing.
I will. Thank you for being so understanding, even though you have every right to be angry.
You're my son. I just want you to be happy. I heard the news. Karen, you bought a huge piece of land with a garden, didn't you? Ma, you're well informed. Yes, I bought a quiet place at the foot of a mountain. That sounds absolutely perfect. I can't believe you kept this a secret. It wasn't a secret. It just wasn't relevant to share. Why didn't you tell us right away? You should inform your son and daughter-in-law about important things like this. Where a mother-in-law buys land has nothing to do with her son's family, especially since it's a large piece of land in the countryside. It has no impact on your city life. But it does! We've been talking about getting away from the city lately. Really? That's quite a change from your previous position. That's not true. A quiet house with a garden in a natural setting. It's like a dream environment and really helps us out. Helps you out? In what way? It's perfect timing, actually. We've been looking for a place like this. Excuse me? Actually, I'm finally pregnant, and when the baby is born, I want to raise them in a spacious house surrounded by nature. Oh, you're pregnant? I'm only 4 weeks along, but we're expecting a healthy baby. That's wonderful news. Thank you. It will be your first grandchild. Yes, I'm really looking forward to it, but you're planning to raise the child here. Didn't you want to raise them in the city and enroll them in famous kindergartens? Oh, I've done so much research since then. City schools are terrible for children's development. That's quite different from what you said 3 years ago. That kind of upbringing is harmful to children. Children need to be raised in natural surroundings where they can develop freely. What? All the latest parenting books say so. Children need fresh air, space to run, and natural materials. This is a complete reversal of your previous plans. In today's world, it's important to nurture a child's individuality. Experiences that develop a child's sensibility are more important than studying. Children raised in natural environments become smarter than those raised in concrete jungles in the city. Well, being in touch with nature is certainly important. Exactly! That's why your new property is perfect for us. For us? What do you mean? For raising my child, of course. Your grandchild deserves the best environment. I'm still not following. So, I'll be counting on you from now on. I've already sent our belongings to your place. You sent them? Are you planning to move in with me? Of course! What else would we do? It's the perfect arrangement. But we never discussed this.
I already arranged everything. The moving company is delivering our things tomorrow. Living in a house with a garden where children can play freely is like a dream. I heard the land is quite large, so we might even start a vegetable garden. I hate bugs and getting my hands dirty, but you're used to that kind of thing, right? Please teach my child about the wonders of nature for me.
And you're planning to have me help with childcare too?
Of course! Grandmothers love taking care of their grandchildren. It's natural.
I never agreed to be a full-time babysitter.
You'll be able to live with your grandchild, so you must be happy too. I'm fulfilling our once-canceled living arrangement. You should be more excited.
Even if you say that, you didn't even consult me about living together, yet you're sending your belongings.
There's no problem, right? With such a large piece of land, the house must be fairly spacious. There's plenty of room for your son's family.
I'd like to confirm something. Does my son know about this move? Did you two decide to proceed with this plan without my consent?
Tom doesn't know anything about it. When I suggested living with you, he refused, so I decided to move forward on my own.
What?
Tom is so stubborn. We can't live with you, not after I acted so selfishly, he says. He says you'd refuse anyway, so it would be rude to even ask. But how would we know without asking?
He was being considerate of me.
So, I decided to move on my own. Once I've sent our belongings, you won't be able to refuse, and the living arrangement will proceed as I planned.
Oh, how exactly do you plan to live here?
Huh?
There's no electricity, no water service, and only a dilapidated shack that's about to collapse. It's certainly full of nature and would be an experience, but do you plan to live in such a place?
What? What do you mean? You bought a large piece of land with a garden, right?
Yes, to build a dog run. I just bought a vast piece of land, not a house. The total area is about the size of a football field.
A dog run? You're joking, right? Please tell me you're joking.
I'm completely serious. The land is perfect for what I need.
A dog run? Are you serious?
Very serious. I've already hired contractors to start construction next month.
But what about us? Where are we supposed to live?
You seem to know that I bought land, but you don't know why I bought it.
Obviously, I thought you bought it to live in. Why else would anyone buy land?
There are many reasons people buy land. Mine happens to be for the dogs.
This is ridiculous. Who spends that kind of money on dogs?
I told you, it's for building a dog run. I joined a rescue dog support group, and I'm creating a dog run for those rescue dogs.
Rescue dogs? Really?
After selling my house and living quietly in an apartment, I had too much free time. I wanted to do something meaningful, so I started helping with rescue dog activities. I've always loved dogs, but my husband was allergic, so we never had one. I enjoy being around dogs every day now.
So you'll choose dogs over your own grandchild?
I'm not choosing anyone over anyone else. This was my plan long before you decided to move in without asking.
So that's why you're building a dog run? You're not spending your retirement in a peaceful house with a garden?
I never said I bought a house with a garden. I said I bought a large piece of land. Stop making assumptions.
It's my misunderstanding, but when I hear someone bought land at the foot of a mountain, anyone would think it's for living in a natural environment. No one would guess it's for a dog run.
That's why we communicate before making major decisions, to avoid misunderstandings like this.
I already sent my stuff. What will happen to my belongings?
How should I know? The only standing shack is unusable, so your things will essentially be left exposed to the elements.
No way. All our belongings left out in the open at the foot of a mountain?
I'm afraid so. There's no secure building there to store anything.
But that's thousands of dollars worth of our things. Our clothes, everything.
There are raccoons and wild boars around. I hope your stuff doesn't get damaged.
This is a disaster. Can't you at least build a temporary shelter? Or let us store our things wherever you're living?
By the way, I can't keep your belongings. The land is only for the dog run. I don't plan to live there. My apartment is dozens of miles away, and it's too small to store your things.
What should I do? I was planning to go there this weekend. I threw away all our furniture, and now where are we supposed to live?
Perhaps you could start a minimalist lifestyle. Sit on the floor and eat your meals.
What?
It might be a wonderful experience. Your baby might grow up to be very smart and efficient.
Stop joking around! This isn't the time for jokes!
That's my line. Just as I'm about to build a dog run, you send me a bunch of junk. I'll let your stuff stay there for now, but if you don't come pick it up within a week, I'll have to dispose of it.
A week? That's impossible! We need at least a month to find a new place.
I'm being generous giving you a week. The construction company arrives in 10 days.
This can't be happening. What am I supposed to tell Tom?
That's between you and him. I suggest you call him right away.
I'm really sorry. I heard everything from Sarah. I can't believe she tried to move in without permission. I've asked the moving company to return our belongings.
That's good, but are you okay? Sarah made these plans behind your back, too.
No, I'm not okay at all. I had no idea she was planning this.
She seemed very convinced it was going to work out.
I got a tearful call from Sarah, and when I rushed home from work, all our belongings were gone. Then she started saying, I'm the victim here. I was tricked.
Oh my, she's claiming to be the victim?
I was shocked. Instead of apologizing for her misunderstanding and impulsive actions, she's playing the victim. I've finally decided to divorce her.
Divorce? Really?
I've reached my limit. I don't want to cause you any more trouble either.
You're not causing me trouble. I'm concerned about you.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. But I can't keep living like this.
But what about the baby? I understand why you want to divorce Sarah, but you should think carefully since there's a child involved.
About that. Even the pregnancy was a misunderstanding.
What? She's not pregnant?
No, she just convinced herself she was. I had her take a pregnancy test, and it was negative.
Oh my, has she seen a doctor at all?
No, she said our first doctor's visit had to be together as a couple, so we were planning to go next week when I took a day off.
Wow.
I assumed she had at least used a pregnancy test, but it was just her intuition. I had a feeling and made her check just now.
Sarah seems to be quite prone to misunderstandings.
I didn't realize it was this bad. She even got you excited about a first grandchild. I'm really sorry for everything.
You don't need to apologize. It actually makes the divorce easier, doesn't it?
Yes, but I still feel terrible about all the trouble she's caused. Anyway, I'll contact you again once things settle down.
Please do. And Tom, take care of yourself during this difficult time.
I will. Thanks for understanding, Mom.
Of course. I'm here for you whenever you need me.
I appreciate that more than you know. I'll call you tomorrow with an update about the belongings.
Okay. Good luck with everything.
Please help me. Tom told me he wants a divorce, but I don't want to divorce. Please tell him to reconsider.
Why are you contacting me about this? This is between you and Tom.
Because he listens to you. You could convince him to stay with me.
I refuse. I fully support the divorce.
What? Really?
Yes, really. Tom deserves better than this.
How can you say that? I'm your daughter-in-law.
First, you cancel living together, then suddenly decide you want to live together. I'm tired of such a selfish, spoiled daughter-in-law. I feel sorry for my son who gets dragged into this. Divorce him quickly.
But we can work through this. It was just a misunderstanding.
This goes far beyond a simple misunderstanding.
No way. I finally married Tom. I married an elite man working for a major company in the city. If we divorce, I won't be able to live as a successful housewife.
Is that all you care about? His status and income? Is that the only reason why you don't want a divorce?
What's wrong with that? If I get divorced, I'll just be unemployed.
Well, would you like to join the rescue dog activities? We have a partnership with a rescue dog cafe that's short-staffed. They pay minimum wage for part-time work.
I hate dogs. I've hated them since one bit me when I was little.
My goodness, I've never met someone I have so little in common with. You lack common sense, your preferences are different, you're the complete opposite of me. It seems I can't help you, so goodbye.
Wait, you can't just abandon me like this.
I'm not abandoning anyone. This conversation is simply over.
But where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?
That's something you should have considered before making all these rash decisions.
What? That's it? You're ending it just like that?
Yes, this discussion isn't productive.
But I need your help. You have to talk to Tom for me.
I'm kind to rescue dogs, but I can't be kind to stupid monkeys.
Stupid monkeys? Did you just call me that?
If the shoe fits.
I can't believe you'd insult me like this, after everything I've done for this family.
And what exactly have you done for this family?
I've made Tom happy.
Have you? Because he seems quite unhappy at the moment.
That's temporary. We were perfect together before all this.
Anyway, this is goodbye. Be careful about your misunderstandings in the future, and good luck.
You're just going to abandon me? What kind of mother-in-law are you?
One who's no longer your mother-in-law. Goodbye, Sarah.
This isn't over. I'll make Tom change his mind.
Good luck with that. Soon after, my son Tom and Sarah divorced. Sarah kept refusing the divorce until the end, but when her parents heard about all her misconduct, they were furious. Sign the divorce papers immediately. Stop embarrassing our family, they scolded her, which helped move the divorce process along smoothly. Sarah tried everything to avoid the divorce. She even showed up at Tom's workplace with fake tears, causing quite a scene in front of his colleagues. Tom remained firm in his decision despite all her tactics. He told me it was the hardest but best decision he'd ever made. After that, she was forced to return to her parents' home and now helps with their farming business. Meanwhile, the dog run construction is progressing well. My son Tom was feeling lonely living by himself, so he adopted a rescue dog as family and seems to be living happily. Sarah's parents own an organic farm about 2 hours outside the city. From what I hear, she wasn't too pleased about having to work with her hands in the soil every day. It's quite ironic, considering she talked about wanting to start a vegetable garden at my property. Real farming is much harder than she imagined. Tom visits the dog run regularly now. He's become quite involved with the rescue organization himself. It's been wonderful seeing him find purpose after all the turmoil. The dog he adopted is a sweet border collie mix named Max. They're inseparable these days. As for me, the dog run has become more successful than I ever imagined. We now work with 5 different rescue organizations and have helped rehabilitate over 30 dogs in our first year. Tom has started dating again recently. He's taking things slowly, but the woman he's seeing seems kind and level-headed. Quite the opposite of Sarah. She works at a veterinary clinic and volunteers at our dog run on weekends. They actually met when she brought in a rescued puppy. Tom and I are closer than ever now. We've learned the importance of direct communication and not making assumptions. A valuable lesson from this whole experience. I suppose I should thank Sarah in a way. If she hadn't pulled that final stunt, Tom might have remained in an unhealthy marriage much longer. And I might never have discovered my true calling with the rescue dogs. Sometimes the most challenging people in our lives inadvertently lead us to where we're meant to be, though I certainly don't miss having Sarah as a daughter.